Is Deepu, hello. Hello. Hi everyone. Shreya Bhutani, Navya Gupta everyone. Hello. Let me pin my Instagram handle. Hello. Hi everyone. Am I audible? Artist teacher, hello. Kanika Artworks, hello. Thank you. Hello everyone. So today I'm going to paint this painting using acrylics. My Instagram handle is Lumia Artistry. Basically I'm going to use only two colors here, black, yellow, blue and red. So these are the colors I'll be using for this live session. Basically the whole session we are using only these four colors, and I hope you all are familiar with the requirements. You need a sketchbook, brush, either round or flat brush, a jar of water, and the acrylic paints. You can use watercolor or gouache as well. So yeah, let's get into it. I have already made a rough sketch of the painting. So if you guys want me to do the drawing once more, please let me know in the comments. Miss Shruti asks which paper are you using. I'm using Menora 300 GSM sketchbook paper. So किसी को एनिवर्सरी वेडिंग होप के लिए order. Okay, sure. Yeah. So should I use draw it again? Yeah. It's going to be a very quick sketch. So I'll do it again. I'll just take a rough paper of Menora itself. This is one of my paintings which I have done in my previous page. So I was facing some issues in my previous page. I have started another page, and these paintings are there in my previous page. So I'm going to draw on the back of this itself to show you. So I'll just place it over here. Okay. So let's start. First I'm just going to give a rough image where the hand lies and where the candle comes. So this is very light image, and then slowly I'm going to define where all the parts are coming. Here one finger, here another. So it's basically a rough image, and then I'm going to give a little more depth to the sketch by defining where it comes. So here is the thumb. As you can see in the reference, I'm starting from this point. The thumb, it's coming like this, and from this point I'm going to define the other finger. So you can see that only a few places are showing the light reflection and other places are black, so you don't have to define each finger very perfectly. Wherever there is a black, you can just leave it over here. So I'm not going to continue the back or anything of the fingers, just where I have to define it in the painting. So I'm drawing it, so you can see the second finger is done. And from this, the third finger, I can see that there is a little bit of gap here, a small bit of gap here, so I'm giving a small gap here, and then I'm going to start the third finger, which is connected to the point. Here there is a bend, so a light bend, and from here I'm connecting the third finger. So the third finger is connected, and I'm going to give the curve of the tip of this finger, and you can see that there is this third finger is a bit larger than the second finger, so I'm seeing if it has to be a little bit larger. So the tip will be here, and you can see it's larger than this. Here it will be the exact length of the second finger, so I'm taking a little bit larger. V73141. Hi, hello. So the third finger, and here also there is a small bend. I'm giving a small bend here, and then as you can see here there is a length, so I'm leaving a bit more length here compared to the tip. This place is a bit lengthier, so than the tip I'm giving this as a little more length, and connecting from this point to this, I'm connecting. Hope it is easy. And I'm extending here. You can see the whole thing here is a straight line. All the finger meet at this point, so this will be a common point like this. All the fingers meet at this end. Now I'm giving the fourth finger, same from the edge of this, I'm taking the fourth finger, and this finger is smaller than the top one, so I'm making it shorter. And again connecting to this point, and the same thing, uh, this place is larger than this place, so I'm drawing it a bit larger and connecting. And again all this has to be connected, and the last finger is the smallest, so it almost comes little bit ahead of the thumb. So if the thumb finger is coming here, the little finger will be here. See, if the thumb is here, the little finger will be, and as previous, here it has to be small and here it has to be large. I'm sorry, there was a disturbance in the network. I guess there was some disturbance in the network. I'm using Wi-Fi and it's raining very badly here, maybe because of it. So again here it has to be small and here it has to be a bit larger, and then connect to this edge part. And since we finished all the fingers like this, we can start at this part. So it's coming from here, it's a curve, and then it's meeting to the little finger. So it comes like this. So like basically when you are covering something, it's like this. So it's like this something. I'm connecting from here, and this is like this, and from here I'm taking it, connecting to the little finger. I hope it's clear. And after doing that, after the rough sketch, if you want, you can just erase everything, all the guidelines, and draw clean. Or it's no problem if you don't erase also. We are using acrylics, so it will be covered anyways, so the guidelines are not a problem. And yes, this live will be saved. Kritika Handelwall, yes, yeah, this live will be saved. And can I continue with the candle now? Is this hand is finished? Have you all if you guys are drawing along with me, then if you have finished doing this, I can move to the candle. Is anyone doing it still, or is it done, so that I can move to the candle? A comment yes if I have to proceed with the next step, or if you have if I have to wait, you can type no. Yeah. mm. Yes guys. Yeah, done. Okay, now for 2020 comments, she's done. So let's move on to the candle. Now there's a little bit gap here, very little gap. I'm just drawing the candle. Candle is just a 2 stick like this, and the flame will be here. You don't have to be very specific about the sketch, because while painting we'll cover it up everything. So you just have to know where what comes, where the hand comes, how much distance is the candle away from the hand. So if you basically do the rough sketch, it's more than enough. So the candle comes here, and the flame, it comes here. So that's all is the sketch. I did the sketch previously, and so that might, I erased the guidelines and did it neatly, so it might be a little different from this one. Is it done? Miss Shruti asked, can we use normal watercolor of poster color to paint this? Yeah, sure, you can use normal color. Yes, Janvi, I will be saving this video. So you can use normal watercolor or gouache or any poster color if you want. And I will be using this acrylics similar to the watercolor way of painting. So you don't have to be very concerned about what type of paint you're using. Any paint, any type of paint would do. So are you guys done with the sketching part, so that I could move forward with the painting? I hope everyone is done with the sketch. Miss Shruti, you're welcome. So I'll just take this away now. I use this double-sided tape. to stick it onto this. So this is the sketch which I did previously before starting the live session. I just took a small paper from Menora sketchbook 300 GSM sketchbook and did a rough sketch. So shall we start with the painting? So you can do this painting in two ways. Either you can start from light to dark or from dark to light. That is, you can do the background first and then proceed with the light part, the yellow part, or you can finish the yellow light part first and then you can start with the background. I'm sorry. Can you tell me about rendering, like how to understand and draw an image or a product? Okay. This live session is very limited time. I have to finish in 1 hour, so I won't be able to guide you more on the sketching part. If you have any queries or anything, you can visit my Instagram account Lumia Artistry, and the account is handle is pinned below. I hope you can see it. And Kritika, I'm sorry, my headset was a bit low. So yeah, I'll be starting with the painting now. So either way you can start. Either you can do the background first and then the light part, or you can do the light part first and then the background. So I'll be doing the light. Either way is fine. I'll be doing the light part first. This is an MFT board, so I don't use palettes. I don't use okay, Kriti. Okay, I don't use palette. I just do it on random MFT boards because at the same board I use it for acrylic paintings. So now you guys can take any of your yellow paint. Any yellow would do. You have a lighter shade of this yellow. If you have any other lighter shade, you can use any yellow would do. So I'm taking a bit of this yellow paint and red, and a bit of blue and black. With these colors you can do almost any of the colors that you want. This is the 4 colors that I use almost in all of my paintings. I don't use much colors other than this. Yeah, so let's start. Shall we start the painting? Are you guys ready? Can I start? Any more questions? Any queries? Okay, I guess not. So I'll be starting now. Oh yeah, and I forgot, the most important color that you want is white. This is the most important color that you want. If you have to, I hope it's visible. Yeah, so you need white, which is very necessary. Okay, so now let's start. I'm taking a bit of yellow and a bit of white, mixing it to get a lighter version of yellow, and I'm starting with the thumb. So I see wherever the light is, and I don't mix another paint. I finish wherever there is yellow. So there is yellow here, so all these places, we'll cover it off with yellow. You don't have to be very cautious of ruining the sketch. Leave it freely. If the paint covers up the sketch also, don't need to worry. We will be defining it at the end. So just feel free to flow your paint wherever you want. Okay, so I've done the yellow part, and now we have a bit of orange here, orange and red. So I'm taking a little bit red, mixing it with the same orange. With the yellow, sorry, I'm mixing the red with yellow to form this orange color and giving it here. I don't use much water, only the acrylic paint. If you use water, then you get a different texture. You get a watercolor like texture. So I am not using. And those who are using watercolor, don't I guess you don't have to make use of water, or you can do it in a layer method. So I'm trying to get that gradient kind of look. I'm taking some more yellow, mixing with white, and blending it in. You can those who are using acrylics, the only thing which you have to be more careful is to do it quickly as possible, since it dries very fast. So you just have to be a bit quick. And you can see that thumb has this thing, so that is this. Since it's a very small painting, you won't get all of the details, but then we'll try to capture it. You can wash your brush clean, and I hope you all are familiar using tissue paper or some tablecloth to keep your brushes dried. I'm taking some white, mixing. I'm working on the same thing here. It's not dried up quite quickly, so I'm taking white, mixing with the same yellow and painting here. So that's done, and we'll move on to the next finger. So wherever there are folds, you can see the small circle folds. There you have to give these red. Those are the shadow areas. So when the light hits, and you can see when you normally when there is no power or anything, when you keep torch light to your finger, you can see those red color lines. The reflection, I guess it's the reflection of your blood or something. So all those places you have to give this shadow. All the shadow use red color, and if you want to get more depth, use a bit of black with that red. So all these shadow areas I'm giving this red color. And we'll move to this part. You can see here there is a lot of red and orange mixtures over here. So you can give this red color. Just give the pure red. here like this. And then you can take a bit yellow, since it has been come very darkly, so you don't have to worry. You can take a bit yellow, and on top of that you can give a light layer like this, and keep mixing this yellow with the same red, and just go over it so that you get like a gradient texture, like blending it in. And you can wash your brush clean and keep it, don't damp it fully, keep it a light wet texture so you can see the water not overflowing, but still it's a light texture. And I'm trying to blend it like this. It's obviously dried, but still you can see this light shades of orange flowing from the acrylics because it's not quite dried. Which color are you using? Watercolor? I'm not using watercolor here. I am using acrylic colors. I'm using Montmartre acrylic paints. So yeah, I get an orange texture like this, and then I wash my brush clean this time. Damp it nicely in the cloth, and it has to be very dry, almost very dry. You can't, there is no water in this. So then I'm taking yellow, mixing it with the same thing, and trying to get a more blended image. I added some white here and a bit more yellow, and I'm giving here. So I don't want any rash lines of paint, so I'm trying my best to blend this acrylics so that they look a smooth texture. I'm taking yellow. I didn't mix anything in this yellow. I'm directly painting it over here and blending over to the orange like this. So I hope it's seen not fully, it is not fully blended, but still you can, it's little bit satisfying to see. Now here you can see there is no texture, nothing. So there also I want to bring up some shadow texture. I take some white, and in the same paint where I mix all the paint, I mix some white here, and whatever left, whatever color I have here, I'm just making it little light compared to this, and then paint it like this. Not fully, just leaving a small bit of yellow over here, and with a clean brush just blending it in. So this is pretty much the light part, and now we'll move to the candle. After working after working with the candle, then we'll do the background and blend it together with the image. So candle is yellow, a light yellow, lemon yellow. So I'm taking a bit of yellow, taking a lot of white and mixing it to get a lighter version of this yellow, and painting the candle. You can see here as the candle goes to the shadow, it moves to from yellow to orange to red to black. So it's the process like that. So what I'm doing is with the same yellow where I mix a yellow, and here there was red, so I'm mixing both together so as to get this orange texture, and I'm doing this. So there is yellow, orange, and take some red, mix with the same color, and here. So you have to do the same thing. Take some red, mix with the same orange, and just go on mixing and going away from the light. So now there it's pretty much from yellow, orange to red, and I want some black mixture on it, so I'm taking along with this red little bit of black. That was a bit more. I'll adjust. It's a I there's no water in my brush, it's a dry brush, but now I'm going to wash it well. So I've washed my brush and it's still wet. I am not going to wipe it in any tablecloth. With the same water I'm going to blend it like this from top to down, and it's blended. This extra layer, it's not required because you don't have to worry about this because we will cover it up with black, so that's not an issue. So now you know an easy way to blend acrylics, though it's not a correct method to blend. Now what I'm doing is I can see there are some, apart from the normal blend, there is also some candle wax flowing down, so I'm going to go once more with this yellow, and I'm bringing it at the edges like this, and also there is candle wax flowing from the middle and also in the side. I wash my brush again and make it defined. So the candle is also almost done. Now we'll go to the flames. Am I too fast, or are you guys doing along with me? If I have to slow down or wait, please let me know in the comments if I have to wait. Please guys, just let me know if you guys, whoever is painting along with me, please let me know if I have to wait for a bit longer or continue. I hope I will continue with the painting. Should I wait? Okay. Kriti is telling no need to wait. Okay. So then I'm going with the flame. Flame, what I am doing is I am not going to paint on the inner part, only the outer parts. It's like yellow, it comes from red, orange, yellow, so it's the same thing. I'm covering here with yellow the surroundings with some yellow, and I wet my brush, and before it dries I smudge it out to the background. Okay, and also inside. Then I'm taking some white and paint it inside. Now we'll move to the background with the white, with the black, and then after doing the background, we'll continue with the hand. We'll define the hand more, and even the candle also. So you can see this, though you see it as whole as a black, but it's not a whole black, it's a mixture of blue and black color. So I'm taking a bit, this is already dried, so you or okay, I'll just do it here. So here I'm taking a bit, this is black and a bit blue, mix them. You might think that this is what black itself, but no, when I take a bit of white and mix with this, it's totally different color. I'm taking a bit water and mixing with that. Now this is like almost like a watercolor texture. Now with this I'm going to do the background. I'm going to paint the background. So we'll start from the fingers. Now you have to be a bit careful as to not ruin the sketch. So I'm being a little bit of careful and painting the fingers carefully. So you have to be a bit more careful while painting fingers. Oh, see, I just ruined it. No problem, we'll just cover it up later. Yeah. You guys can see it's like a watercolor texture now. You don't have to keep on doing more on the same area because it gets dried quickly, and you have to move on with the other parts as well. Now from only around the area of the sketch, be careful. Other places you can just go on casually like this. You don't have to keep a nice texture. Those who are very good at watercolor, you can do it in a watercolor style way of background. I'm not taking any paint, I just want to get a watercolor texture background. So I'm using only water and this leftover acrylic. And the paper holds water very good, so you don't have to worry about the buckle of paper. It will be very good. It won't get buckled up. Now I'm going to go around this candle. You guys, if you have some very thin brushes, miniature brushes, like zero brush or all these type of brushes would do for the background. I also have a flat brush, but I am not using it. If you guys have a flat brush, you can use that to get this background, this area of the sketch. Just be a little bit careful so that you don't ruin the sketch. if you guys have ruined it like me over here also, don't worry, we'll just use the acrylics and define it more nice. So then her art, thank you so much, keep supporting. So I'll do this background fast. It's taking a lot of time for the background itself. Don't go too close to the flames because you need to get that light effect. I'm no more careful about these fingers because already it's ruined. Just go along with this. The background is almost done. Actually, I did this with watercolors. I did this image with watercolor and I used some color pencil and also white gel pen for this painting, and this is done in acrylics, so you can uh, see the difference in the image. It might not be as perfect as that one because you can try to get watercolor texture, but it won't be as good as watercolor, but you can still try. Acrylic has its own texture and its own brilliance. I'm using a lot of water, trying to get the texture, but it doesn't come. We'll just keep on trying. Every painting goes through some worst stages, and this is mine probably. Don't if you guys, your paintings also look somewhat like this, then don't worry, we'll just make it happen somehow. If you guys want me to stop or do some places neatly or something, you can tell me. And if you have any queries about the sketchbook or paints, you can ask me. Actually, if we wait for this to dry, then we could have got this watercolor texture. If we would have waited for this painting to dry and then do the next layer, we could have got this watercolor texture. But we don't have time for waiting, and so we just continue like that, or we'll just blow dry. work flash. I just missed. Can you tell which color are you using? Okay, I am using Montmartre acrylic paint. 4 colors: blue, yellow, red, and black. These 4 colors I'm using, and acrylics. You can use any paint for this. You can use acrylics or watercolor or even gouache. I'm going with black over. This part, the center part is almost dried, so I'm going again with this black only on the center. From the center I'm going. So it's almost coming lively. As we go on defining the black, the light areas will pop up. Again, I'm trying to get the watercolor texture. Thank you, Pretty. Sure, I'll be doing live sessions. Now I just wet my brush, and here this part is not dried yet. I'm blending it into the background so that it gets a smooth finish. And okay, I'll just try to get that texture, even though I know it's not possible. Just try. Okay, that's enough. If we go on doing more on that, it might get ruined. Now we'll just go on to the flames. So we're done with the background. It's thick black. Now we'll go on to the flame. So here what we did was we went from light yellow to orange to red to black. So we're doing the opposite for the flame. We are going from black, red, orange and to yellow. So I'm taking a bit red, mixing this black and painting it here. Taking a bit more black and trying to blend this red into the black background. You might not be able to see that red color now, but as we are going further to the painting, we can observe that there is some red. So again I'm taking a few. I'm sorry for the shaking. How to turn off comments? I'm not sure about that. Okay, now I'm taking a bit red paint and then going over this. Let's take a bit more water. Okay. Then take yellow, so you get orange and bit white. Oh no. So we'll take again red and yellow, get that orange. Okay, and then wash your brush. Then don't use red anymore. Now we'll just make this red into blend into that yellow. So we take yellow and paint. Try to blend that yellow back into the surrounding like this. Take some white and yellow. Don't mix it with the red, just white and yellow. Okay. Now you can see that there is too much of red in this area. So what I'm doing is, here there is a bit black. This black is not quite dried. You can see this black is not quite dried yet. So I'm taking that and painting over here. And you can see the tip of the candle thread. So that is where the thread comes. And if you see here, at the bottom there is a light blue color over there near the flame. I'm taking a bit blue and white, mix it like that, and here wash my brush and blend it to that yellow. Okay, so it's there but it's not, so that's the effect. Now I'm taking some white, I don't mix with anything, and paint it at the inner corner of the candle. Again I wash my brush and blend this white. Again I take this white, this side, and some yellow. So you have to get that light effect. I hope it's okay. Yeah. So our candle is almost ready, and I'm taking a bit more of this white, and here, yeah, some yellow, mix with the white and blend it inside. So this is how we do our candle. Excuse me. Now it's time for the covering up part. We have many, the fingers are not yet ready. Now we have to take some red and go in like this with the finger. I'm just seeing my reference and painting wherever I see the red part. At this point I don't mind the guidelines which I drew before. I'm just seeing my reference and defining the lines and all the paintings. You can use a thin line brush. In my case, this is a new brush and it's almost pointed at the end, so I can use it for both like a thick area or even a thinner area. Both ways I can use this. As this brush is still new, it allows me to use in such a way. If you guys feel you want to use a thinner brush, you could use that. I'm taking a bit black and then going in like this. Here I'm seeing my reference and trying to match it. Wherever I see the darker area, I'm adding a bit black over there. Wherever I see the lighter area, I'm mixing it with red and painting over there. Okay. Now I'm taking a bit this blue and white and going over here like this. Just plain black would be boring, so if we add some blue texture to it, it would look much more lively. And we'll do the same thing with the other fingers as well. I'm taking red, mixing a little bit of white to it. This red color, it's a bit transparent when compared to other colors, so you might not get that opaqueness like a gouache. For example, a gouache is an opaque watercolor, so you won't get that gouache like texture because of it. So it's not possible to cover the areas which we ruined or maybe we missed while painting. I'm looking into my reference and then painting wherever there is red. Near the tip or wherever the light source is near the finger, we have to make it a bit more red. like the reflection. So I'm giving all the reflection of the light at the tip of the finger. Thank you so much for your support. Now I'm taking black and giving it all the borders. Here there is some black, so I'm making it a bit neat. All the areas which have some shabby lines, I'm trying to make it neat and more defined. We have black at the inner corners, and surrounding that comes the blue color. So surrounding this is the blue. Okay. Once more I'm going around black around this background. Not very detailed, but just a rough. And with yellow and a bit white around the edges, like this. Okay, so this is pretty much close to our reference. Now we can try and make it more perfect by closing the gaps between these fingers, and wherever there is a lot of gap we can make it a bit smaller, and also use red with yellow and white. So you can see I used only these 4 colors and completed this painting. These 4 are the primary colors which we will be using for all our painting, and I normally do oil painting. I'm trying to be good at oil painting, so I use these 4 colors nowadays. Yeah. So I guess this is it. light here and there, white shadows. And lightly blend them with a cleaner brush. So yeah, this is pretty much it. Yeah. Hope you all like this painting, and if you like my art, be sure to follow, like, comment, and support my small page. Yeah. I know it's not very close to the reference image, but that I took around some time to finish, and 1 hour is this is what I can do with this limited amount of time. So yeah, I hope you guys like it, and the you can see the quality of the paper is so good. It held almost all this water in it. I used watercolor technique with acrylics on top of this paper, and it did hold water in a pretty much good way. And I have also done many watercolor paintings on Menora sketchbook. So some of my paintings are in my previous page. It won't be available on my current page. So these are some of the paintings which I have done on Menora 300 GSM, a watercolor sketch pad, and the texture of this paper is very good. And this was acrylic and color pencil. So, and this is again watercolor, and you can see the watercolor textures. You can see it's so beautiful. You can know the different layers and how it enhances the beauty of your paintings. And this is a gouache painting which I had done. So, and this is again a watercolor painting, watercolor and gouache, and this is oil painting. And so almost any medium is supported on Menora. I do oil painting, acrylic painting, watercolor, gouache, all the type of painting Menora sketchbooks. And hope you all like this live, and if you have any questions or queries, you can DM me in my Instagram handle Lumia Artistry. Hope you all like this live session. If you have any questions or anything, you could ask me, or we can wind up this live session. Anyone have any questions or any doubts regarding the sketchbook or the paint, or any tips on painting, you can DM me, or you can ask me anytime. So thank you all so much for being together with me in this live session, and this live will be saved in Menora page, so you all can check out if you all like it. And thank you so much. And there is one question: how much artwork of Ash ask how much GSM sheet is good for watercolor painting. So you can do watercolor painting on above 200 or 200 GSM sketchbooks. I personally like the 300 GSM because it holds a lot of water. You can keep on building up, and I use 300 GSM for almost all the medium, all the four mediums: watercolor, acrylic, gouache, and oil painting. All the mediums I use the 300 GSM sketchbook. So my acrylic Rexina Art asked, my acrylic paint dries so fast in paper. What do I do? So you can either you can use a wet tissue paper on your palette, and you don't have to wet the tissue paper a lot. Just a little bit of water, and put the acrylic paint on top of it, or you can be really quick. And you also have some acrylic retarders. You can get them in your Amazon or Flipkart, anywhere it's available. Acrylic retarders which slows down the drying time of acrylic. Or you can buy some acrylic paints. I'm using Montmart acrylic paint, so I use this acrylics 1 hour. I started this live session. When I started, I used these, and they are still wet. So you can you can Google them and see which acrylic paints, what is their drying time, or use acrylic retarders. Or if you want to use this very easy technique of a wet tissue paper. And also you can spray some water on this acrylic from time to time, so that it doesn't get dried quickly. Okay, I hope that's it then. Thank you all so much for supporting and being with me throughout this live. And I'm so happy to have joined you. Show me acrylic paint one more time. Yeah, sure. You can see this is the cover of the acrylic paint. So this is the Montmart acrylic paint, signature paint, which I use. And it is a 12 ml acrylic paint. It's a good acrylic paint, and any paint would go well on this paper, so you can use any paint. Very good texture, and keep painting, creating. I'm so happy for all the artists out there, and thank you so much. So I'll be winding up this session now. Thank you so much once again, and have a nice day.